To see for the merchants and the restaurateurs there in New London. A lot of
4
people.
years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
COVID time just feels like it's gone by, the last 2 years. Holy moly.
Yeah, really. It's a long time in a short time, really,
Yep,
right?
that's a good
Okay.
point.
Switching
Rachel.
gears now to the Weather Watch and meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Rach.
Yeah, it's going to get wild for a little bit overnight tonight with heavy rain and also gusty winds, but this is going to come by in a flash because I think the worst of it will really be overnight, and then it'll start to ease up as we head towards daybreak. How much rain? I think a pretty solid bet, about an inch of rain, and there could be some areas that get up to 2 inches. We should be able to kind of absorb this rain, the rivers and streams. There are no flood watches that are in effect, which is good news. I do think there will be big puddles out there because the rain will be coming down so heavily for a short period of time overnight that it will definitely overwhelm storm drains, but again, it'll be the middle of the night, so it's not going to really hamper travel too much since most people are sleeping. However, if your basement typically floods when there's a lot of heavy rainfall, of course, that's something we'll always need to keep a closer eye on. There is also coastal flood alerts that are in effect, a coastal flood advisory for New Haven County and a coastal flood warning in effect for Fairfield County with some minor to locally moderate coastal flooding. And the reason why is because we have an astronomically already high tide because of the moon cycle. But at the same time, we also have an easterly wind that'll be piling water into Long Island Sound. So the water could come up 1 to 2, maybe even as high as 3 feet higher than it usually does during a typical high tide cycle. And that'll be right around 2 o'clock in the morning that the worst will be. So overnight tonight, or before you go to bed tonight, if you're in one of those flood prone areas, make sure you're moving any property or cars a little bit farther inland so they don't get surrounded by water overnight. Temperatures in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. I would say calm before the storm, but we're already feeling some of those winds. Not that they're too bad, but gusts up to 15, 25 miles per hour. Clouds are increasing out there after a bright start to the day. Some showers just to the west of us. Most of this initial batch should stay to the west, and the steadiest rain really moves in between 10 and midnight. Snowing like crazy though in Pennsylvania, and parts of upstate New York are looking at just a little under a foot of snow. Taking a look at the future radar, here comes that rain. This is the news at 10, and notice it's just starting to approach, and when it comes in hot with very heavy rainfall almost initially kind of right out of the gate. There is a chance for a little bit of snow in northwestern Connecticut, but with temperatures above freezing, I'm not expecting much, if any, accumulation, although kind of, a curiosity, if anything else. And as we head through the overnight hours, we'll continue to see that rain come down at varying rates, heavy at times. Notice by 6 a.m. it's still raining, but it's not quite as intense, and that rain will continue to ease up and move out as the morning progresses. I think by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we're already drying things out. We'll see partly cloudy skies, breezy conditions with high temperatures right around the low to mid 50s. Let's talk about winds. I think the worst winds are around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. At midnight, they're starting to come up. The winds will be the lowest in the Connecticut River Valley. They'll be higher in the higher elevations and also along the immediate shoreline. Gusts to 40, 50 miles per hour possible along the immediate shoreline, maybe even gusts to 55, where some scattered outages are possible. Inland, we're talking about some isolated outages where the winds won't be quite as severe. Other than, again, the northwest hills, they could be a bit higher too. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it's breezy, but not as windy, and I think the threat for those higher winds is over with. We'll see high temperatures tomorrow in the low to mid 50s, and it looks beautiful, bright and breezy for your Wednesday. Overall, the week ahead looks quiet after we get through tonight into early tomorrow. Another nice Friday, second one in a row with temperatures close to 70 degrees. And this weekend for now, guys, I'm not going to hold my breath, but right now it does look to be a dry one. We'll see how we do as we get a little closer, since we've had a stretch of at least rain on one day per weekend going back a couple of months now, guys.